What if I told you that Batman's greatest legacy isn't saving Gotham, it's destroying the people closest to him? That every sidekick who put on a mask to fight beside Bruce Wayne ended up damaged in ways they never recovered from? I'm not talking about physical injuries, I'm talking about broken psyches, shattered relationships, lives that were never the same after Bruce Wayne decided they were ready to join his war. Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, Tim Drake, Terry McGinnis, every single one of them paid a price for being Batman's partner, and Bruce just kept recruiting. Today, I'm counting the cost. Let me show you how many sidekicks Batman has broken and why he keeps doing it anyway. Dick Grayson was a child when he watched his parents fall to their deaths. Sound familiar? Bruce Wayne saw himself in that trauma, and instead of getting Dick therapy, instead of letting him heal, Bruce gave him a mask and a mission. Robin was born from grief. Bruce took a traumatized kid and said, channel your pain into violence. He trained Dick to fight, to surveil, to distrust. He turned a circus acrobat into a soldier before Dick was old enough to drive, and Dick was good at it. Maybe too good. He became everything Bruce wanted. Skilled, dedicated, relentless. But somewhere along the way, Dick stopped being a kid entirely. He became an extension of Batman's obsession. Picture this, you're 12 years old, your parents just died, and instead of a guardian who helps you process that trauma, you get a mentor who hands you a grappling hook and says, let's go hunting. Dick eventually left. He became Nightwing. He built his own identity. But watch how he operates. The same paranoia, the same inability to maintain relationships, the same compulsion to throw himself into danger. Bruce didn't raise Dick Grayson, he replicated himself. And Dick has spent his entire adult life trying to be something other than Batman while using every tool Batman gave him. Here's a question for you. If Dick Grayson turned out okay, is that because of Bruce Wayne or despite him? Drop a comment because the next Robin wasn't so lucky. Barbara Gordon wasn't recruited. She chose to become Batgirl, but Bruce let her stay. He trained her, he made her part of his war. And when the Joker came for her, Bruce wasn't there. In The Killing Joke, Joker shoots Barbara through the spine. She's paralyzed. Her career as Batgirl ends in a single moment of violence that Bruce's mission invited into her life. But here's what breaks her more than the bullet. Bruce's response, he doesn't stop, he doesn't reconsider the war that put Barbara in the Joker's crosshairs. He just keeps going. Barbara becomes Oracle, still serving Batman's mission from a wheelchair because Bruce Wayne's crusade doesn't pause for casualties. And in Batman Beyond, we learn something worse. Bruce and Barbara had a relationship. He was her mentor, decades older, and they got involved romantically. Then it ended badly. So badly that Barbara spent years refusing to speak to him. Bruce didn't just fail to protect Barbara, he complicated her trauma with a relationship that never should have happened. He was her teacher, her leader. The power imbalance alone makes it uncomfortable. And when it fell apart, Barbara was left with a broken body, a broken heart, and a broken trust. She became police commissioner. She built a life, but she never fully escaped what Bruce Wayne cost her. Tim Drake is Batman's greatest failure, and the animated series doesn't let Bruce forget it. In Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, we learn what happened to Tim. The Joker kidnapped Robin. He tortured him for weeks. He broke Tim mentally, emotionally, completely. And then Joker did something worse than killing him. He turned Tim into Joker Jr. Picture this. You're a teenager. You trusted Batman to protect you, and now you're strapped to a table while a psychopath rewires your brain, turns you into a joke, makes you betray everything you believed in. Tim Drake was forced to reveal Batman's secrets. He was dressed like a mini Joker. He was broken so thoroughly that he eventually shot the Joker, killing him because it was the only way to stop the nightmare. A child, Batman's partner, became a murderer because Bruce Wayne's war made him a target. And what happened after? Tim spent years in therapy. He was forbidden from ever being Robin again. He built a life, but he was never the same. The Tim Drake who believed in heroism, who wanted to help people, who trusted his mentor. That Tim died in Joker's torture chamber. Bruce kept being Batman. He found a new Robin eventually. He found Terry. The mission continued. But Tim Drake paid the price for Bruce Wayne's crusade, and Bruce never stopped long enough to ask if the mission was worth a child's sanity. Terry McGinnis seems like a success story. He became Batman. He carried the legacy. He even got Bruce's approval eventually. But Terry was broken before he ever put on the suit, and Bruce made sure of that. In Epilogue, we learn the truth. Terry is Bruce Wayne's biological son, not through any relationship, through genetic manipulation. manipulation. Amanda Waller had Terry's father's DNA overwritten with Bruce's. Terry was literally engineered to become Batman. His entire life was designed. His father's murder, the tragedy that pushed him toward Bruce, was almost manufactured too. Waller planned to have Terry's parents killed in front of him to recreate Bruce's origin trauma. The only reason it didn't happen is because the assassin refused. Terry thinks he chose to be Batman. He didn't. He was built for it. His DNA, his tragedy, his path to Bruce's door, all of it was orchestrated, and Bruce either knew and said nothing or was too disconnected to notice he was training his own biological son. Either option is damning. Terry will spend his entire life as Batman. He'll push people away. He'll sacrifice relationships. He'll end up alone just like Bruce, because that's what the suit does. That's what Bruce's legacy creates. Terry isn't Bruce's redemption. He's Bruce's repetition. Let's see the pattern clearly. Dick Grayson, traumatized child turned into soldier. Left Bruce, still can't escape Batman's shadow. Barbara Gordon, paralyzed serving Bruce's mission, complicated by inappropriate relationship. Estranged for decades, Tim Drake tortured, brainwashed, forced to kill. Psychological damage so severe he could never wear the mask again. Terry McGinnis, genetically engineered to be Batman, manipulated into the role through manufactured tragedy. Doesn't even know his choices aren't his own. Every single sidekick broken. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Bruce knows he's the world's greatest detective. He sees the damage he causes. He watched Dick leave. He watched Barbara suffer. He watched him shatter. And he still recruited Terry, because Batman needs soldiers, the mission needs bodies, and Bruce Wayne has decided that Gotham's safety is worth more than the people he destroys to protect it. He tells himself he's giving them purpose. He tells himself they're choosing this life, but he targets vulnerable people, orphans, trauma survivors, kids looking for meaning, and turns them into weapons. That's not mentorship. That's exploitation with a cape. So how many sidekicks has Batman broken? Every single one. Dick Grayson escaped but carries the scars. Barbara Gordon survived but lost years to Bruce's failures. Tim Drake was shattered so completely he'll never fully recover. Terry McGinnis doesn't even know how broken he is yet. Bruce Wayne's legacy isn't justice. It's a trail of damaged people who believed in him, fought for him, and paid prices he never paid himself. The mission continues. It always does, but the bodies pile up behind it, not villains, not criminals, but the people who trusted Batman most. Which brings me to my final question. If Bruce Wayne knows he destroys everyone close to him, why does he keep recruiting? Is it strategy, or is he just incapable of fighting alone? Let me know in the comments. If this video made you see Batman's legacy differently, leave a like so I know to make more content like this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.